Hello everyone, welcome to our today's Tech Talk session. Today we are here with Kratika Gupta. She is a managing direct partner of Talent Z and she is an author, image consultant, and NLP certified experienced human resources associate with a demonstrated history of working in the management consulting industry. She is skilled in team building, leadership, leading positive change, motivational speaking, and confidence building. Kritika, welcome to our Tech Talk session. Great to have you here. How are you today?
Thanks a lot for inviting me. It is an extreme pleasure for me to be here on your platform, sharing my journey and everything. Thanks a lot for inviting me, Sargam.
Thank you so much. Before moving forward to our today's session's topic, would you like to please introduce about yourself, your working experience, and how you are helping? I have also saw on your LinkedIn profile that you are also helping people in personal branding. Would you like to tell us about yourself to our audience, like how you are helping in building their personal brand?
Correct. Thanks a lot, Sargam. So, first of all, I would love to tell all of you that we have our own venture that is Talent Z. Sargam has just told all of you that I'm a certified image consultant and an NLP coach. So, if I tell you about my journey, I was working with EY. I worked with a lot of organizations, but while I was working with EY, I realized that, in the starting bit of my career, however, I gave like a lot of interviews and I was able to crack like all of them. So then I started to realize, and a lot of people started coming to me, a lot of my friends, to be honest, that how are you cracking these interviews? We are not being able to crack. What is the thing that we are missing in? So then I started realizing that there is a lot of things that I can help people with. I wanted to help people become the best version of themselves. So while I was working with the big fours, I started giving some pro bono trainings. So therein a lot of people started coming in. I started giving them the trainings. I saw the amount of impact that I was able to create. So one fine day, then I thought, it was a tough decision though, but then I took the step and I thought of leaving the organization and starting my own journey. And since I've started the journey, it has been a wonderful, amazing journey. We have impacted so many lives, we have helped so many people, because there's a lot of gap between the students. Some people cannot communicate effectively. There are a lot of senior people as well who have a lot of knowledge, but they're not being able to position that knowledge. So if you cannot position that knowledge, so what is the use of having that knowledge? So then, first of all, I wrote a book, that is FOMO, fear of missing out. So then I wrote a book. We launched our own website, that is Talent Z, and since then, the journey has started and it's going on and on. We have a lot of associates now on board. So Talent Z now is not only helping people with the soft skills, we are also helping them with there are a lot of CAs who come to us. So we're also helping them with the financial coaches. They can also get IELTS coach from our platform. So now we're trying to diversify and help people as much as we can, because ultimately we're all trying to build an impact somewhere in the society. So that is what we are also trying to do with our mission and vision.
Great. You have mentioned about your book, FOMO, Fear of Missing Out.
Yeah.
So is it available or any platform?
Yes, it's available. The written portion of it is available on poti.com, and the Kindle version of it is available on Amazon.
Okay, okay, that's great. I mean, great work you are doing. Because in today's world, like it is very, as you said, like it is very difficult to do position yourself. It doesn't matter. Of course, you are skilled and so many talents. I saw young talents all over in LinkedIn. But yes, somehow I mean, there is something they are lacking for the positioning themselves. So definitely, it's a great work you are doing, and I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Let's come to our today's session's topic, which is how to be the best version of yourself. And I would also like to add a little bit more in this topic, like what are the ways to live healthier and both physically and mentally? Because somehow, if we are talking about this topic, then this particular part also added. So
Absolutely.
yes, now all stage is yours.
So, whenever we talk about becoming the best version of ourselves, it for sure includes the mental stability, the physical stability that we have. Because if we are not healthy, so then, like we say, that health is the real wealth. So, we are not healthy, so then no point in concentrating or no point of the hard work. But to become the best version of ourselves, I have a model that I have made, that is IPE. It's first you should identify. First of all, we should identify, like I've written in my book as well, it's FOMO. We should be the best version of ourselves for our own selves, not to fit in the society or not for anybody else. It should not be done because that we because of the fear of missing out or because of the peer pressure. It should be for our own development, first of all. And the first thing that should be done is that we should identify what are our aspirations for the future. Where do we exactly see ourselves in the next 10 to 15 years? Then accordingly we have to plan. Like, whenever we need to take the big steps, we need to plan it accordingly. The smart goals, like we say it should be specific, measurable, attainable, timely, and everything. So then we should set some smart specific goals so that we can achieve that. So first we should identify the aspirations that we have, then accordingly we should plan, and after that we should go towards the execution phase. We have seen, Sargam, a lot of people who have a lot of ideas. They want to build a lot
Yes.
of things, a lot of startup ideas, but majorly 80 to 90% people fail when they come to the execution phase. And why do they fail in the execution phase? Is because their planning wasn't proper. They were living in that bubble, that once we're going to this, do this, second step will be this, and third step will be this. But they do not hit the reality. They do not understand what the actual reality of the life is. Because in the first phase or the first thing, everybody fails. Failure is the biggest teacher in life. We should never regret having failures. If we are not failing, then we are for sure missing out on something. We need to fail and we need to learn. Like the famous quote of Toffler says, the illiterate of 21st century is not a person who cannot read or write. It is a person who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So we need to learn from our mistakes, unlearn the things that brings the predefined mindset on the table, and then relearn the new concepts. And then we should do that. So that is what is going to make us the best version of who we are. And as I want to restate one thing again, that be the best version of who you are for your own self, not for the society, not for the peer pressure. It should be for our inner development and our outer development.
Yes. Yes, definitely, it's correct. And yes, so as you have mentioned, while introducing yourself, you have mentioned about the communication skills. And
Hmm.
when we come to the communication skill part, and most of our viewers are job seekers. So
Hmm.
for them, what would you like to answer for those who want to, improve their communication skills and building up confidence?
See, basically, what happens if we talk about, because in India, or because English is a global language, and half of the times, more than half of the times, to be specific, we're not only talking about communication skills, we're talking about communicating in the English language. That is what people lack, and which is why they feel very underconfident and hesitated to stand in front of the recruiter and present themselves. But then now we have to understand, how did we all learn Hindi or whatever our mother tongue was? It was all around us. We were listening to it, we were observing people doing it. Then only we started speaking it. So now, to communicate effectively in English language specifically, we need to make sure that we make it a part of our atmosphere. We should be hearing it. We should talk to people more often, as much as we can. We need to make it a part of our lives. A lot of people, because we are majorly focusing on communication skills. Like 70 to 80%
Yes.
of talent is helping junior level to middle level to senior level executives to communicate effectively and to position things effectively. And this is happening because of the lack of practice, because they just keep on thinking. I always tell a lot of my clients as well, this: think less and do more. You have to do more, you have to practice more and more. Stand in front of the mirror, talk to yourself. It should be proactively imbibed in your mind that you have to do it no matter what. Because English communication has become extremely important these days. Like today we are in the tech jobs fair, you know, a lot of technical people, they have a very good knowledge of their technical skills, as they can do a lot of great coding and everything, but when it comes to speaking, they're not being able to speak. So then how the multinationals are
Yes.
going to hire them? You know, multinationals or big fours, whosoever we talk about, they want people to walk into the room and create different kind of an impact, because you know eventually those people will be representing their brand. If I have to hire somebody at Talent Z and we are focusing on the communication skills, right, I am not going to hire
Yes.
somebody who cannot communicate very effectively, you know, whatever your qualifications may be, but I want you to speak. I want you to speak effectively. So that is what the big organization, the MNCs also look for, because eventually we're going to represent their brand. So why not? Why won't they look at that? They will surely look at that. And
Yes.
the, you know, in because I have worked in the big four, so I understand the culture there. The first language there is English. We talk to our colleagues in English, we talk to our supervisors in English. Everybody there is talk, you know, they talk in English. There's no involvement of Hindi. So having great impactful communication in the English language is extremely significant for all the students and everybody who aspire to go to multinationals and who want to build their career, you know, based out of startups or corporates, be it anything. Having an impactful communication is extremely significant.
Yes, definitely. Yes, so especially if you are in career, so definitely as you mentioned, like in career, it is most important to for good communication, English is must, for for your growth and for even starting a new job. So definitely, if you are applying for MNCs and big companies, so it's better. Yeah, so one thing I would just like to add here, like while as and about every Tech Talk session, we also include some of the questions from our viewer side. So
Mhm.
in this session also, like anyone would like to if anyone would like to ask any question, so you can drop in the comment box and we will cover it up in while ending up the session. So moving forward, Kritika, for our next question, as you have mentioned about the communication skills, about the
Mhm.
English, and okay, so now what are the career options for whose communication skills are good? So from your side, which type of career options, only okay, somebody don't have any coding skills, somebody don't have any lot of skill set that you can say. Like I hope you understand what I'm trying to
Mhm.
say here.
Yeah.
So, on the basis of only the communication skills, what are the career options are available in the market?
See, if you are good at communication skills, you know, this is what my experience has taught me over the years. If you have a lot of skills and if you're not being able to communicate effectively, you may lose out on life. But if you can communicate effectively, you will never sit at home. You know, you'll have something or the other thing to do, because you can be in the front if you can speak. You know, there are a lot of career options. You know, if you talk about HR, you know, a lot of times in the specific, in the starting career of the HR fraternity, a lot of people get hired because they can speak wonderfully, they can do recruitment, they can do hiring, they can make the calls. You can get into sales, you can get into BPO, KPO, a lot of things. If you can communicate well, you're not going to sit at home doing nothing. You for sure you're going to get something out, something or the other, because people need good communicators everywhere. If I look at my organization, every now and then whenever we need people, the first thing that we need is excellent communication skills. And the organizations in which, because I have worked in HR, right, so we used to hire a lot of CAs and a lot of other profiles. So in CAs also we wanted a person, you know, who should be able to speak effectively. So every now and then, you know, we need people who speak effectively. So if we do not have the technical skill sets but we have the soft skills, see, you need to have either one. Either you should be having technical or the soft. If you're not having both of them, then there's no point, right? Why? Nobody is going to
Yes,
hire you to, you know, sit idle. You should have either one of them. But then if you have both, for sure, then you become extraordinary, right? जैसे बोलते हैं, right? What's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary? Extraordinary person is a person who has something extra, who makes a little extra efforts in everything. So that is what makes a person extraordinary, when you have a mixture of both hard, technical and soft skills. But then if you have the soft also, like Sargam you asked right now, if you have soft soft skills, there's one thing that I feel: you're not going to sit at home. You'll get some or the job, BPO, KPOs, a lot of people, they give a lot of jobs. I've seen a lot of my friends as well, before some years, they did BCom and everything, but then now they're earning very good amount in the BPOs. They're working as senior BPO executives, a lot of things, because now they can speak wonderfully. They have the language skills with them. So you need to work on the soft skills, and if you work on both of them, so nothing like it. Nobody can stop you getting the success then.
Definitely, it will works like a win-win situation for all of you, like for you and the company that are hiring you, so from there as well. Definitely. So, moving forward for our next question, what are some interview skills that you would like to highlight here?
Okay. So when we talk about interviews, I keep telling people that you have to be honest. It's not like that you have to lie, but the way you say the truth is different. You have to tell your weakness, but you see, you have to be honest, but सच बोलने का भी एक तरीका है. That is what is the art of persuasive communication skills that people need to understand and master. What people do is, they go straight away and they say that, I cannot communicate effectively. What's your weakness? Once let me just share a story with you. I got a candidate and I asked him that, what is your weakness? So he told me that I'm very aggressive. So then, what would my response be to that? That, okay, we cannot hire aggressive people in our organization for sure. Tomorrow, if you have high pressure of work, which we usually have every day, so then if you're going to get aggressive, it is not going to work with us, right? So then you have to be
Yes.
honest, but there is a way of being honest. And you have to be a persuasive communicator. You should know the art of convincing people, the art of positioning your knowledge. Like again, I was saying that, a lot of people have that, a lot of knowledge, they have everything, but they're not being able to position it in an impactful manner so that people understand that yes, this person has something. So that is what some people lack. So interviewing skills is all about being a brilliant communicator. You should know how to position yourself. Like, we see in a market, a watch is also sold for 250 rupees and a watch is also sold for 2.5 lakhs. Both of the watches are
Yes.
showing the timings only, they show the time, but then the way they are being positioned in the market, the aspirational value that is being created for them in the market, it is what creates a difference. So that is what it, the thing that it is to be done with the candidates. They should learn how to position themselves in the market. That only then, the value of them will become higher. So the for interviewing
Yes.
skills, first is the persuasive communication, then it is, how to twist. You have to be diplomatic. See, I'll be very honest about it. Whenever you are in corporate, you have to be a little bit diplomatic. If you're playing football, you'll have to play with the football rules. If you're playing cricket, you have to play with the cricket game rules, right? If you're in the corporate,
Yes.
you have to play the game according to the rules. So you have to be diplomatic. You should be, you should be honest, but then again, with a little bit of diplomacy, you have to be very open. A lot of extrovert personalities is what people like in general. Also, if we talk about, in general terms also, if I meet you or if I meet somebody who's not speaking, sitting like this, head down, underconfident, we don't like that person. We want him to be confident. So you should be extremely confident in what you have, but when it comes to interview, you should know how to underplay and how to overplay. It should not be like that you should be overplaying. Like, sometimes I keep asking my candidates, like, if an organization asks you this question, that why should we not hire you? So one of the persons just said that, if you'll not hire me, it is going to be your loss. So I was like a little taken
Okay.
aback. So I was like, you don't have to be so overconfident. You have to understand that where do you overplay and where do you underplay. I told him that, the
Yes.
right answer to such kind of a question will be that you have to be extremely polite. That, ma'am or sir, I have gone through the job description and I see that I have all the relevant job qualifications or the capabilities that are required for this job. So honestly, I do not feel that there is anything that you should not be hiring me, but for sure you know better. So sometimes a lot
Yes.
of people, they underplay, they start giving the qualities that why should they not be hired, which should again not be the case. And sometimes people
Mhm.
overplay, they become arrogant that if you don't hire me, it's going to be your loss. So we have to balance it out. We have to understand where to underplay and where to overplay.
Yes, definitely. Because there are a lot of companies for candidates and there are a lot of candidates for companies too, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
so we don't answer like that, like yes, as you
Exactly.
mentioned. Like, and thank you for telling these genuine insights about the interview process.
Yeah.
Okay, so like moving forward, as you are from the HR background and you have worked in top four
Hmm.
big players, and so what as a working as an HR hat, and so what are the problems you have faced while hiring the people? Is there any kind of problem that you have faced and you would like to tell to our audience?
See, the major problem that happens with a recruiter is, first of all, your CV. It has to be very short, crisp, and to the point. For one particular position, a recruiter has, like, a multiple CVs, say around 50 to 100 CVs in front of him or her. So they need something that is very short, crisp, relevant, to the point. Because, see, if, for example, if I'm hiring a CA, right, any recruiter for that matter, HR people, they don't have technical knowledge. That's very normal, right? We don't know what internal auditing is or what stat audit is. We are just given the skill sets, that these are the skill sets and we want the candidates out of these, and this is the job description. So we don't know what
Yes,
the technicality of those things are. We just know what is written there. So you need to play, first of all, wonderfully on your CV, because that is something that gives you the entry into the room. If your CV is not selected, then you're not going to be there, even if you have a brilliant amount of skill sets. So first thing is that you should have a brilliant CV, and it should not be like 2, 3, 4 pages long. For 2 years experienced people also, I have seen people having 2 to 3 pages of CV, and there are people who have 18 to 20 years of experience and they can fit everything into one page. Why can't you? You have to put
yes,
only the relevant and the important points which a person wants to know. So first of all, it should be the CV that has to be very short, crisp, to the point. The second thing a recruiter, basically, an HR person specifically faces, is again the communication skills issue. Because every organization, for every position, be it junior, middle management, or senior management, they want people with the skill sets for sure, but they want people to speak up. If you're not being able to communicate effectively, a lot of times we have rejected very good people with good skill sets and a lot of experience just because they're not being able to communicate effectively. So effective communication again plays a very critical role over here. And then you know what happens, a person who's, when he is not being able to speak effectively, the confidence of that person is also very low. So which becomes again an issue, that
yes,
if you're in a meeting and if you're hiring for a senior position, then will the person be able to delegate the things effectively? Will he able to manage the things, manage the team? Like, in communication, I have one model, that is HR square, that you have to hear. A lot of times, when people have low communication skills or effective communication skills, they react to things like, like a crazy ball kuch gaya, and they react. Rather, what should we do is we should first hear, then reflect, and then respond to things. And a person who is mature in those terms, who can speak, who has a calm state of mind, then only the person will be first hearing the thing, then responding, then reflecting it, and then responding towards it. So in communication, one thing that is majorly important is that please stop reacting and start responding. After reflecting, then only you have to respond. So as a recruiter, these 2 3 major things are there. First is the CV, then is the communication skills, then there are a lot of things that for sure HR person faces, the notice period, and a lot of technicalities which we go into. But these are some of the 2 major things that we face.
yes, yes. So, the first problem that you have mentioned here about the, screening the CV. So, I thought like, yes, one of our product like, which we call higher tech talent, and it is
Hmm.
especially for, tech community people. So,
Hmm.
we are trying to resolve this problem for HRs. Like, for a single post, they have to screen 500 and thousands of applications, right?
Hmm.
So I would like to add here with the help of higher tech talent, applicants just have to create a profile one single time, and
Hmm.
after that the team of higher tech talent will verify those profiles, and after that the companies will get back to them directly.
Hmm.
Here the comes part here, the attendees don't have to apply multiple times, okay, for
Hmm.
multiple jobs. They just
Hmm.
have to create one profile one time And after that, the companies, we will provide, the data of those screening students, because they have already screened. So you don't have to, give your time to for screening and all other things. So definitely we, the recruiters and the companies can get the data of those screened students, and after that they can, talk to them directly through the virtual event of our Tech Jobs Fair, or through the portals directly. And they have 1 year of access they will get the 1 year of access of high tech talent platform. So that's how somehow Techjosphere is also resolving this in particular issue. So
Mhm.
yeah, I hope that works well. And yeah.
Absolutely, that's a wonderful thing. I also have a lot of people who I can share the details with you. I had no idea about this, to be honest. So, I can also refer a lot of
Okay.
people about this so that they can get their jobs. There are a lot of people who keep on seeking for jobs but not getting the relevant response. So, I'm sure, Tech HR will be able to help them with this.
Correct. Correct. Okay, thank you so much. And great. So, Kritika, unfortunately, we are running out of time here. And so we have to end this session here. But thank
Yep.
you so much for giving those genuine insights about, the communication skills, about the HR industry. And I hope these insights will help to our viewers, to job seekers, and tech community people. And so, as we are in India, if we talk about the Tech Jobs Fair is going to conduct India's largest virtual job fair event, and especially for tech talents on 30th June 2022. So those who are from technical background and are looking for job, looking for growth, can visit techjobsfair.com, and they can get free tickets, and it is free of cost for all the job seekers. So they can get their free tickets through the registration on the portal of techjosphere.com. So, yes, so that's all for today. And thank you so much for everyone for joining us today. And that is the end of the session. See you all in our next session. And Kritika, if you would like to add anything from your side.
Thanks a lot for having me. It was an extreme pleasure connecting with you, Sargam, and knowing a lot about Tech Jobs Fair. It has been wonderful. And we at Talent are trying to impact as many lives as possible. So if anybody of you needs any sort of help with their communication skills or interviewing skills, or want to get an impactful CV developed, we have a lot of services available for the senior professionals as well, like goal setting, time management, a lot of things. So if you need any sort of help from my end, it would be an extreme pleasure for me to help out anybody of you. And I think Tech Jobs Fair is also doing an amazing job. So, collaboratively, if any one of us can help you, you can get through us. Thank you so much, Sargam, for having me. And
Definitely.
thank you, Tech Jobs Fair.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much from all Tech Jobs Fair team. Thank you so much, Kritika. And thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.